Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I am at the office today. Had a couple clients to do and seeing wins happen all over the place, which is very exciting. I just wanted to come on today and talk about finding the flaw. Now, you might be like, Matt, what are you talking about? Finding the flaw? So, I think that in our world today, everyone is we've kind of conditioned ourselves and been conditioned to always look for the flaw. Like we're always looking for, like if you look in terms of just like your own physical body, your own world, you're always looking for things that like aren't good, as opposed to looking to everything that is good, right? So let's say for instance, like you're so used to being in pain or you're so like conditioned to being in pain and then someone gives you a way to solve that and you almost push away and resist it because you're so used to it that you actually like to be in that pain. um, and I think oftentimes we kind of wake up in the morning not looking at like, wow, I feel amazing. You're looking for like, okay, like what hurts today? What's gonna go wrong today? It's like always that worst case scenario mindset, right? So I think it's really we've been so conditioned into it. We've allowed our mind and our mindset to just kind of go in that direction of looking at the flaw, finding every possible thing. Like you might be somebody who's like super in shape, performance, that's like where you're at right now. And but every time that you train or every time that you do anything, you're thinking to yourself, oh, if only I could lose like that one little inch more of body fat, or oh, this shoulder looks weaker than this shoulder, or like you're looking like you're just like minute detail of every little thing. And while I understand that if you're like going into like a competition or something, um, it's just a very terrible mindset. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I'm constantly thinking to myself, why are you always looking for something to be wrong with you as opposed to looking at everything that's right with you? For example, I've been, treating a client for over a year now, and every time when they're here, they are, oh well, this thing is like not as swole as this one, and I really want that. And I'm like, can we just like pause for a second and look at everything that is good and that you've progressed into, the fact that you can actually like lift more than 10, 15 pounds now, or the fact that your body is stabilized, or the fact that you're more aware of when you need a treatment like a fascial treatment or that kind of thing. Like I think that like we're so conditioned and used to looking at the bad and looking at like, you know, this is wrong, this we need to fix this, as opposed to like, wow, like I've come a really long way. Now, not to say like obviously we want to improve and all that, which is true, right? However, when you're always nitpicking and always trying to find a flaw in somebody or something, it gets really exhausting. Like, for example, even with like, let's say you're dating somebody or trying to date or you're putting yourself out there, ask yourself this question: Am I always looking for what's wrong in somebody, or am I looking for all the ways somebody is doing really well? I think if you're always looking to find the flaw, you're always going to find the flaw. If you're always looking to find like the perfect thing, you're never going to find it because there is no such thing as perfect. Just like yourself, like you're not perfect, right? So how can you hold somebody else to that standard of perfection when you're never going to really get that either, right? I don't think there's a problem in striving to be great and striving to be, excellent. That's a great thing to strive for. But when you're constantly in this space of looking at the flaw and look and just like searching for it, and like you have all these great qualities in front of you, whether it be personal, relational, physique and health or what have you. If you're always looking at like the good stuff, you're going to keep getting more good stuff. If you're always looking for the flaw, guess, can you take a wild guess at what you're going to get? You're going to keep getting flaws. You're going to keep getting the bad stuff, which is why like people always say whenever I come in, like, or whenever a client comes into my door, the first thing I will always start with is something positive, like you're, wow, you look great, or wow, I see some inflammation going down, and you know what their look is? Really, I don't see that. Well, it's because you're not looking for it. You're looking for every other thing that's wrong with you. You're looking for, oh, well, I don't see that immediate result, or I don't see my pant size going down. Well, okay, but like, let's look at the other 10 things that are awesome, and then that will surely follow. But you're so focused on that one thing that you can't even see the other things. Okay, so again, you're looking for the flaw. You're trying to find the flaw. When you're trying to find more flaws, what are you going to get? You're going to get more flaws. When you start looking at things and you start to go, wow, like that's really working, or that's successful, or my mindset's changing around that, guess what you're going to keep getting? You're going to get wins. You're going to get success. You're going to double your income. You're going to find that person that you are supposed to be with for the rest of your life, because you actually see the opportunity around you, right? So I just wanted to pop on and say, like, what are you looking for right now? Like, where is your mindset? Are you looking for the flaw? Are you looking for everything that's bad? Or are you acknowledging that good things are happening to you, right? It's so funny because I have a couple clients, not just one, there's a couple of them, that like they'll come into me and say, like, they'll just have this demeanor of like, not defeatist, but like a little bit victimhood, right? And I'll say, like, what's going on? Well, this is up. Okay, well, let's look at some positives, right? And they'll almost always say to me, well, I'm sleeping really well. Well, that's great. My energy is a lot better. That's awesome. I don't crave sugar as much. Again, amazing. Uh, my mood is better. More, I think I said energy. Energy is great. Um, I have more endurance. Like I can last longer in things. And like that's amazing. Like, why aren't you looking at that stuff? You're so focused on the one thing that I'm like, okay, if you widen out your scope a little bit and stop looking at the flaw, you'll probably start getting more success, because you're looking over here at like, oh wow, like a lot of stuff is actually really good, and you're focusing on the good stuff. When you start focusing on the good stuff, guess what starts to happen? More good stuff. When you focus on all the, oh, like the bills, oh, I have more, oh, like I'm tired, or that like complaining, crappy mindset, you're gonna get more of it. And I can attest to it because I used to do that. I used to be very like flaw oriented. I used to look at like, oh, I have so many bills to pay. I have this, I have that. And then I just started focusing on, okay, income. Okay, helping more people. Okay, really worrying about like my quality of service. And then what started happening was an increase in income, because I was less focused on the lack of stuff and more focused on like, wow, I actually have a lot of people who I'm helping right now, and I know that that will continue. So like when you start looking at things with that mindset and that frame and that focus forward and that focus on letting go of that past mindset. But again, this is where a lot of people need to do the work on letting go of that past mindset, which a lot of people don't want to, because what happens when you let go of the mindset? You can no longer complain. You can no longer be a victim, right? So I hope this helps you understand that you might be in a victim space if you're constantly looking at the flaws in people. If you're constantly in that negative, woe is me victimhood. So this is your day to say, I'm done doing that. If that means that you have to start making a couple changes, even if you start with one might be every time that I say, I don't know, like let's say, like, let's put something out there. Every time that I say I've got a lot of bills to pay, I'm going to say, no, I don't. I'm doubling my income, right? So every time you can think that thought, you're going to stop that thought and you're going to go, I'm doubling my income, and see how that changes. And then over time, see what happens. Or, gosh, I'm just seeing a lot of losers out there. Like when it comes to trying to find somebody, like no one gets it. How about if you just start looking at like, and start changing your mind, the way you're talking to yourself, and say, actually, there's a lot of people out here who are really cool, right? And you just start enjoying all the really cool people. It really just starts to change everything. Or I really want somebody who's just like chill, right? How about you start being chill in your own world, and then that will follow in the external world, right? A lot of people don't realize that like how you act in the world is exactly what you're going to get from the world. So I hope This helps. Stop being a victim because it's not cute. And get out there and do something to help people. Stop focusing on money and do something to help people. Start finding a purpose. Start finding things that make you genuinely fired up, and you'll never feel like you have to work because it's not work. It's you're doing good for humanity, right? So get out there. Let's do this. Hope you all have a great Sunday, and I will talk to you soon.